Hello YouTube, hello TikTok, and this is the Nehza Nuke guide. Now, like I promised in the short, here's your Nehza Nuke guide video, and let's get straight into it. And before we get into the video, I just want to take some time and say thanks for all of the support and the likes on my videos. I know I'm not the biggest channel around, but it really means a lot to people who just leave a like. It really makes my day, and I hope the videos are helping you out, and I hope the guides are helping you out, as well as the weapons and warframe builds that I make. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you for all of the people that show the even if it's the little amount of the most little amount of support as possible. It really means a lot, and it really helps me get somewhere. And yeah, enough of that. Let's get straight into the Neza guide, as that's what people are here for. Neza, the sun boy himself. Let's get straight into it. Now, his first ability is known as Firewalk. Now, Firewalker essentially will boost your sprint speed as well as set enemies on fire. Now, I believe enemies killed by this fire will create an explosion. I don't use this ability that often, but correct me if I'm wrong. Allies that step into the fire will be cleansed of status effects, as you see right here on the screen. So, allies that step in fire will be cleansed of status effect, as the ability explains right here. Now, that's Firewalker. Let's move on to the next ability. Next ability is known as the Blazing Chakram. Now, enemies hit by this will be amplified, and I believe, as you can see right here, they'll take more damage, and like heat effects will be amplified as well as doing more heat damage. Keep in mind that the Blazing Chakram also works as a frisbee, but this frisbee comes with its own special ability. If you hold down, it'll be cast faster, and if you throw it and then cast the same ability again, you will be able to teleport to the frisbee, essentially giving you more movement around the map. So the more you throw it, you can teleport into enemies. If you want to get yourself out of a sticky situation, you can teleport there. But if you hold down, the ability will cast much more faster, and I believe knock them down. Knock down enemies, as you can see right there. But that is Neza's second ability, which is known as the Blazing Chakra. Now, Neza's third ability is known as the Warding Halo. Now, this will scale with your ability strength, as how much damage you take in will lead to how much shield amplified you will receive. Now, upon casting the Warding Halo, if you don't take any damage, as you see right there, there's a little red ring, you'll receive, because my ability strength now is at 115%, because I do have an Archon Shard on, it is giving me 2,990 shield. Now, keep in mind, for during this time as you cast it, you will be invulnerable for a few seconds, but upon it proccing, you will receive up to 90% damage reduction, depending on how much ability strength you have. And yes, essentially, for whiles this is active, you will basically take less damage. Think of it that way. I don't know. It's really a kind of weird ability to explain. But to see it to its fullest, we're going to unpause the AI here, and you're going to notice the enemies are going to start shooting at me. Now, I will be taking damage. I don't have any mods or armor buffs applied, so I am going to be taking the most. But as soon as it ends, okay, like you saw there, I died because it ended. Now, this is perfect, because if I recast it, you'll notice I'm invulnerable, but the amount of damage I take will lead to how much of extra, like, damage I can take in extra shields and stuff like that. So I can take up to 21.6k now. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch off the enemies. And I believe that was a fair demonstration, because I also died in the process. Alright, but Neza's fourth ability is the ability that is going to come in clutch the most here, as it's very good for crowd control. Like, as you see on the screen right here, this is known as Divine Spheres. Now, this is going to be essential for our nuke that I will be showing you in the bold video. And yes, basically what this will do is, as you see right here, it impales enemies and you can hit them with the chakram. Now, it syncs with the chakram because the enemies hit, the chakram will hit multiple of them that are stacked on the spikes, depending on your range and other stuff. But yeah, it's really a good ability, and it really helps to keep the crowd control. But we will be pairing this with an augment mod known as Divine Retribution, also as you can see on the screen right here. And this is basically going to help out with the status effects. Now keep in mind, Divine Retribution is going to cost the other status effects to other enemies, as I will be showing you in the next demonstration. But That is all Nehza's abilities, and let's get straight into the build, as that is what people are here for. And I'm going to try and make this extremely simple as possible. So, here we are in the arsenal, and this is where the fun begins. A quick warning: if you're not running equilibrium, this build is going to be very, very, very costly on your energy. If you're running efficiency and equilibrium, you will be fine as long as you keep proccing the blazing chakram, which is this ability right here, which is his second. As long as you keep proccing the blazing chakram, yes, you will be fine. Now, you will be needing as well casting speed, which I believe you can get from the Madurai tree. I believe it is, correct me if I'm wrong. And yes, you will be needing casting speed, but I took mine for effectiveness on energy orbs because I really don't need casting speed because I can cast my abilities in quick succession, which I will be showing you tips and tricks. Was that just a necromech that fell? Okay. Tips and tricks on how to do that. And yeah. So for what I took is effectiveness on energy orbs to pair with my equilibrium as well. I took 15% ability strength on a Tau Forge Crimson Archon Shard. I took armor and some more armor as well to keep me alive in the fight. Now let's get straight into the build and how this will work. Now, you will be seeing that we are running preparation here as well as corrosive projection, intensify, overextended, as well as divine retribution. Now, this is the mod I was showing you, which means divine spears augment. Status effects spread to all speared enemies. Keep in mind it says speared enemies. Spear explosions scale by 1.5 of the remaining slash, toxin, and heat status effects. Base radius is 14 meters. Now, I know that my range is 235, but that is, I believe, for the divine spears. For Darkverse, Dante's Darkverse, which we have subsumed for Nehza's first. And yes, the base radius is 14 meters. But as long as you keep on finding the next batch of enemies to keep spiking, and yeah, you will be fine. Now, we are running stretch for range. We are going to be using another augment mod, but this is by choice. Control slide. Now, this is going to disable Nehza's passive, but it is going to increase our ability strength by 15%, which helps out a little bit more. We are going to be running Transcendent Fortitude, Prime Flow for that energy, Equilibrium, as I said before, which is really going to come into play here, as well as Intensify. And yes, now why are we running Arcane Ice Storm? Well, if you don't want to run this, yes, I will be showing you another way. You do not need an epitaph for this build, but however, if you do not possess an epitaph, you will need to proc Darkversre more than once, but it is possible, even without casting speed. Now, I am running Arcane Guardian for protection, but if you don't want to run that, you can choose something out like Arcane Energize if you want even more energy out of this, or even more damage, you can use Multi-Augmented if you don't possess a epitaph. If you have other suggestions, yes, please put them in the comments, as anything to help this nuke be better, as most people possess Nehza Prime, is going to be helpful. Now, let's get straight into the abilities. Now, we are running Darkversre here, as I explained before. Now, our drain is 25, our damage is 1,875, our radius is 47. Keep in mind of the radius of that. And our angle is 50 degrees. Now, Blazing Chakram. Our drain is 25, our duration is 11.25 seconds. I know that you're seeing red there, and I know that the color red is really keeping you questioning, is this really going to work? But I will be showing you gameplay as well in the Steel Path. Now, damage vulnerability is where this is going to come in useful, as the damage vulnerability is going to go up to 150%. The damage is 375. The boost damage to heat is going to be 1,500. Health drop is at ×1, and energy orb is at 0.35. Now, why is this? Because each time you hit an enemy with your Blazing Chakram, it's going to give you that chance, as you see in that little image picture right there of the demonstration. Now, coming to this is where our equilibrium comes in, and I know there's a lot of explaining here, but bear in mind with me. Health pickups give plus 80% energy, and vice versa, meaning that no matter what drops from that Blazing Chakram, it will sync from your health to energy, from your energy to health. So it will keep you in the fight and keep you going. Now, the third ability is Warding Halo. Now, naturally, as you would see, this is for defense and to keep you alive longer and to keep you in the fight. Its drain is 75, and like I said, I think the warding halo here is going to be the prime thing to keep you alive here, as you're just going to be proccing it all the time. Now, keep in mind that our absorption multiplier, the more damage, like I said in the explanation, the more damage you receive, the more you will generate for a shield. And time invulnerable is 3 seconds. Yes, the divine spears. Now, divine retribution is going to give us a multiplier of 2.25x. Now, that's the damage multiplier. Its drain is 100, its radius is 32.9, and the duration is enough. Bonus if you have casting speed to get your epitaph shot in and your Darkverse cast in. Now, there is a build out there that I am familiar with. I'm not hating anyone, that gives you a 15% or a 10% duration, and you have about a second and a half to get a Darkverse cast in there. Now, the reason why I've given it 9 seconds is to give those new players that want to nuke with Nehza a bit more time, and I've tried my absolute best to make this efficient as possible and giving you enough time to get the most damage and a Darkverse cast in there. I know that it's not going to be to its maximum best, but I've tried my best to keep the duration at a very forgiving level, shall I say. But yeah, enough of me ranting about it. You can see our duration is 75, efficiency 100, range 235, and our strength is 150 with a Tau Forge Archon Red Shard in play. Preparation, so that we don't have to run around looking for energy. And yeah, if you don't want to use preparation, you can use something else. But I would highly recommend putting on preparation. The corrosive is just for that enemy loss in armor. Yes, so let's get straight into the demonstration. Let's show you how this works. But before we do that, your epitaph. Now from your epitaph, I'm not running a arcane here, as I just use this as a primer. This is going to work well like before with our arcane ice storm, as you can see right now. That is going to pair well with our epitaph because we are proccing viral, we're proccing impact, puncture, slash, and heat. But you may be wondering to yourself now, where's the cold? If you use this ball, I don't know if it's like a little bug, I'm not sure, but it does proc cold, and you'll see in the demonstration as we show it off right now. Okay, Proton, you've explained the build, you've done everything, but how would you use it? Now, it's simple. You would simply just cast your 4, you would get your Darkverse in there, you would search your epitaph, and you would bring them down. Now, as you saw there on that first enemy, if you look closely, the amount of slash and the amount of epitaph shots on there, which is 1, keep that in mind, will do so much tick damage that even if the 4th ability duration runs out, it will still cast its instant nuke, or you can just cast it yourself. Let me show you an example right here. So we're going to simulate the enemies. We are going to cast the nuke. We are going to get our epitaph shot in, and I'm not going to touch it. And the enemies will just perish by tick alone. Or you can just simply recast your 4 and everything will nuke, as you will see right now. So you go ahead and spawn your enemies. You'd go ahead and cast your divine spears. You would slash, you would shoot your epitaph, and you would bring your spears down. And everything is gone. Now, the more Darkverse slashes you get in there, the better. The more epitaph shots you get in there, obviously, the better. And our energy was used up quite a bit here. And our health is full. Keep that in mind. As when you pick up, if I can manage to, this singular health orb right here, I will still get energy and health, even though my health is full. Running around and picking all this up, obviously is going to fill my health, my energy up to the max. But that's not all, as you can still get more energy and more damage if you throw your blazing chakram in. You want more energy. You want more health orbs and energy orbs to drop. But keep in mind, if you throw your blazing chakram, it's 0.35% for an energy orb to drop and 1.00 for a health orb to drop. Now, if we proc our spears, Darkverse, and we throw our blazing chakram, like I said, you'll have enough time to get an epitaph shot in there. You really don't need it. You can see we mainly generated, this time it looks like it's health because some of the energy orbs are already there. Don't worry, because if I find a singular health orb, I'll still get energy from them. And if I run through everything, that's basically like what your mini arcane energize for yourself, that is. And also it will also generate the orbs for your teammates, I believe it is as well. But here's where the fun part comes in. Proton, I don't possess an epitaph. Okay, that's fine, because you have 9 seconds of divine spheres, remember that. And if you don't have casting speed, it's as simple as rocking your spheres, throwing your chakram. While the chakram's hitting the enemies, you can cast it as many times as you want, actually. And then that's it. Everything dies. Alright, so this is a mod survival. Enemy levels are 140 to 145. Obviously, they'll go up. Now, when it comes, like I said before, Eximus units as well as acolytes will not get impaled. So, what do I mean by acolytes? I mean people like those stalker guys that come and get you. So, like you can see the enemies in range, and then they get moved. And then there's your energy orbs. Like you can see now, it's really best to have everything in range. And you can see I'm not even using my epitaph here. I'm just simply using my Darkversre and stuff over and over. So for those guys that thought that you need an epitaph for this, yeah, I got you covered. Now, here's a quick note. Sometimes you really... Oh, wow. It's so good. Like, sometimes I don't even know. Like, yeah. Just make sure you're proccing your warding halo all the time and you're keeping clear, throwing your chakram, getting your slashes off, just completely nuking everything. Now, I also want to throw this in there. If you're playing with other people, you will notice that because of how OP some people's builds are, you won't be impaling everything. It's really like a solo Nehza. But if you want to use this with other people and benefit your teammates as well and just do all the work, you can. So like, there you go, everything's getting nuked. And I think I'll like stay here for 5 minutes. It's more of like an area control type of thing. Or if you really want to be the daredevil, you can run around here and you can just go ham. Or if you want, you can just spear everything like what I'm doing. You don't even need to throw your blazing chakra. You can just spam your Darkversre, as that's the easiest way. And that just proves that even with me explaining the epitaph, you really don't need an epitaph here. Like you see that Eximus at the back there? I think you saw that ice bubble. Yeah, you would need to get rid of its overguard. Yeah, so I didn't proc my Exceltra, so it's really going to be a dull experience. But this is a perfect time to show you. So every other enemy gets impaled, but the Eximuses and stuff like that. And sometimes most of the enemies will die even before like you can just shoot your epitaph about how like strong it is. Warding halo for my defense. Now I need health and energy orbs. I would nuke everything, I'd get my energy up, I'd get my health up, my warding halo gives me defense. Now, like you see there, I didn't get that spike off on one of those Eximuses because I first needed to get rid of his overguard. But just by showing you with the normal energy, I think it's really a cheap, but it's a good build for like new Nehza players and people that have experience with Nehza that just want to nuke everything. So yeah, I think I need to get rid of one of those Eximus's overguards right there. Yeah, so you see that, depending on range as well, for like the priming and stuff. So like see, I've run out of energy, I go with this, I throw my chakram, if I want I can get my epitaph shot on. And then there you go, I get some energy back, I get some health back and stuff. Really want to get rid of one of the overguards here, one of the guys. So, oh shit, I died. So yeah, like there you go. I was really focused. And then you'd like, if you want to get your epitaph shot off, and then you can kill him. So yeah, but all in all, just make sure you keep your warding halo up. But all in all, I know the survivability is like far-fetched, but if you keep moving and you keep on your feet, you can really get it off. War, you can't spike at all, even if you get rid of your shield. So yeah, things like acolytes and war, you can you can't really do much there. It's really a great build, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw, and I really hope that it helps you out. My best advice is if you can, try get as much like defense on him as possible. As without the warding halo, he's really like cheesy. But yeah, really hope that the build helps you out. Really hope that it makes the Neza nuking much easier. And I know that there's some advanced builds like have this and that, but I try to make mine as simple as possible, even for the new players with Neza. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoy your day. If you like content, like, subscribe, and hope that this helps you out. And I'll see you in the next video. And bye. Cheers for now, and enjoy your day and night wherever you are in the world.